Welcome to the next edition of Pack Talking with our special guest, Andre Milan.
Welcome.
And we also have Ben down here, and of course, Doriam, always the classic three, and the oddball Andre today. So,
Say that again.
Thanks for joining us, buddy. That means a lot to us.
Thank you.
For you to come on.
Appreciate it. Thanks
We'll
for having
send
me
you the
on.
money, the $300 we promise you to come to the show later.
I appreciate it.
checks in the mail, baby. Checks in the mail.
It's like a severance or what?
Yeah. You get a royalty if we do well.
All right. That's fine.
I had a question that I always think about, especially when I see you at the ranches. What's the hardest part about being Andre Milan?
There's nothing really difficult. I'm just like you guys. So.
Well, I guess more specifically, what's the hardest part about being Cesar Millan's son? Let's be more specific.
There's a lot of limitations. There's not things that I can do. Like, I couldn't do things that I used to be able to do when I was younger, and nowadays, especially with everything that has been changing. But there are times where, you know, like you want to hang out with your friends and you kind of want to do silly stuff, but you can't because you never want to get caught up.
Yep.
Yeah, so stuff
You're in
like that.
You feel like you're in the public eye.
Right, at all
Yeah.
times. So, like, if I go to Vegas, I never really drink anymore because Vegas is a crazy place, but it has a lot of cameras and shit. And I'm not trying to do anything crazy, but, you know, it's just you want your own privacy.
You can get
You
caught
want
up
to
for,
get loose.
Well, you can get caught up for something that most people, I think, probably wouldn't get in trouble for.
Right, it's a simple
and
things.
it would be blown out of proportion because you're his son.
Exactly. So then I just don't do those things, and I haven't done those things in a very long time. So
Good.
Yeah. So high school was high school, and that was that.
Good, man.
Just trying to avoid the whole TMZ.
Yeah, I guess, you know. It's just I also don't want to tarnish my dad's hard work, so
Yeah.
it's more of thinking ahead than it is thinking about myself at that point.
Yeah, that motivator to fail.
Well, I
or
don't.
that could failing is.
Well, just having everything being taken away from you, just because of me, you know, doing something stupid that I could have easily prevented by not doing that one thing, and it trickles, you know, just because it's me doesn't mean it only affects me. It affects the brand, you know. As you boys know, that my first name is Cesar, so it gets attached even harder, and it doubles down on everything. So
Hold on, is it Cesar or Caesar? I mean,
For
I
the
always call
Ameri-
your dad Cesar.
for Americans it's Cesar, for the Mexicans it's Cesar.
So
Yeah.
his real name is Cesar.
yes,
And your
Cesar.
name is also Cesar.
Yes, correct.
Okay, just confirming
correct.
it. Double checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's got to be a weight you must carry. I don't know.
A weight of being looked at all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like. You're like, oh, damn, I can't do this, or you want to go and do things, but you don't want to be out in public as much because of all the things that my dad has. You're just like, it's better not to.
Yeah.
So like when you guys come over, you know, that's the only time I go out with my friends. Other than that, it's just me at home every day because I fear of risking anything that we've worked so hard. Plus, I put in 3 solid good years so far consistently at the ranch, and it puts that much of more value onto what I've been doing and how much I've been trying to modify and help make the ranch look better or feel bigger in a sense. So I don't want to ruin that. That shit sucks because it's a lot of cleaning, it's a lot of building and a learning of things that you don't know how to do, but you got to learn right away, you know. So like helping Philly has been my main job for the last couple
And Philly
years.
is the groundskeeper.
He's the
there, right?
groundskeeper
Yeah.
at the ranch, but he also can do a lot of other things. You know, he's built the chicken coop. He's built all the steps and all the stairways that you guys have
He's a
walked.
Mexican engineer. Let's
it's
just put it to you that way.
completely.
Mexican engineer could do anything.
So then being under him for a couple of months now, just is like I've been doing a whole bunch of new things that I've never learned in school, and I don't know how to do, but because he's such a good teacher, we've gotten all the things that have been possible for you guys to enjoy. So
Yeah, in a way too. Well, not in a way. I guess what I was gonna say is, really when I saw you this last time at the DPC, you seemed like a different person, and not to say you weren't a man before, but you seemed like a different man than I saw you last time, and I could feel it. So maybe just think about that whole process that you must go through, and man, I'm glad to see where you're at right now.
yeah,
honestly.
thanks, man. It's just a lot of consistency, honestly. It's what my dad says, so it's all it takes. And I've just been putting in a lot of work, like I said, and doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I haven't been going to parties. I don't go out anymore. I don't go out for drinks when people ask to go out for drinks. You know, I've just been chilling, just working, and that's what I've gotten
Good, man.
to.
That natural, simple, profound life, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I was talking to some people when we were walking down today, and I was like, man, what a hard spot Andre's in, but also a really cool spot where you're kind of. I think we all are in this growth period of our life right now, or at least me specifically. I know a lot of my good friends here as well, but you're kind of in the temple. You know, you're kind of doing the wax on, wax off Mr. Miyagi moment of your life right now, where you're doing things that are simple, but it takes a lot of discipline to show up every single day and do the same thing to some degree over and over and over again, and still find the joy in it. And it's easy because it's right in front of you, but it's.
I definitely see it like that, you know. With Bobby, we talk about movies a lot, and we reference movies a lot, and we watch a lot of shows together when I come over or when he comes over. But how I've seen it growing up, it's a lot of the Karate Kids kind of style, Mr. Miyagi style, and in some ways kind of utilizing the Star Wars kind of concept of using the Force and kind of just doing the same discipline, you know. And they have great references because for me, it's like doing Jedi training, right? And if you need to go back to the basics, Luke does that exactly. He goes back to where he has to go back to learn the basics from a master, from somebody who has done the basics for so long that he has mastered that there's nothing to really kind of go away from, because everything kind of just goes back to this anyways. And that's how I feel like my father is, right? So he's just doing all of these things. And if you just do exactly what he says, exactly how he says it, you can do exactly just that in your own way. And everybody has their own powers, their own way of doing things, and it's like, whoa. But then you also need the consistency.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't really know why you're doing it, but you more or less find the why along the way.
Oh yes, and
That's
it's
cool,
fun.
man.
It's more fun that way.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
more fun that way. It's more of an adventure because you don't plan for the future, but at the end of the day, you are planning for the future. You're just letting it ride.
It's more about the journey than the destination, actually, in that sense, because like we always are worried about this destination, going somewhere, doing something, achieving something, but truly with the real power lies in is doing the work of getting there, in a sense. Like everyone always wants to just get there, but it's the real discipline is actually doing the work, you know.
It was that one student that had that she had that one student that had that story of all of her problems, and she tied it in a knot on a long line, and she went on through her life and her story, and she tied a knot again and again, and all of a sudden,
each knot
those are the
represented
things
a
that
hardship.
Yeah, and those are the things that propelled her forward in life, or
Right.
up the rope in that analogy. So yeah.
Right, yeah. So at the end, she has all the knots in the rope, basically. And
Oh,
what she was
yes, I
saying
know, yeah,
was
yes.
basically like in old gym class, the way to climb the rope was to grab the knot and pull yourself up, in a sense.
Yep.
So without those hardships to
There
help
would
you,
have been no knots.
yeah, like
Isn't that
you know, it's
crazy?
way harder to
Yeah,
climb a
true.
rope if there's no knots. You have to like be squeezing with your legs and your hands at the same time
Yeah,
to
it's a lot
pull
more-
yourself
it's a
up.
lot more work,
Whereas
yeah.
when you have knots, you can actually like
Stall a
Yeah,
bit.
you can position your
Almost lean on it.
yeah, because
yeah,
that
it's
thing
kinda
is
like-
helping
yeah.
propel you into the next moment. You know what I mean? Like when Art was here and he was talking about like I needed to go on to I needed to make sure that I got to TCW no matter what. It was like all those hardships didn't matter. Like he was getting there. Those hardships were the rope, that knot that lifted him to that
Absolutely.
to where he is. You know what I mean? And he actually wanted me to ask you who your favorite dog trainer is.
Art? Mm-hmm. My dad.
Aside.
He
That's a good question. That's a good question. Aside from him, though.
Yeah.
That
How
is a
about
good
aside
question.
from your
Who do
dad?
you think is the best blue shirt?
I guess it doesn't have to be a blue shirt either. It could be someone outside of
It
it.
could be a red
Spot.
shirt too. It could be a red shirt.
Yeah.
It could be somebody here. I mean, you don't have to think that. It's gotta come natural, bro. It's gotta be out the top of your head. Boom,
You're right.
this
You're right.
motherfucker.
He is here. It's me. It's me.
That's the right answer.
That's classic.
No.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. I think everybody has their own individual like superpower. And I think people who get assigned to each individual trainer has a capability that they need to benefit from specifically, and they might not know why. They might not feel like, oh, I wanted this one, but for a reason they're set that way because they need that extra push or maybe something to create an obstacle so they can learn how to get over. So I think everybody has their own individual power and individual skill set. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's a very political way of answering.
Yeah,
that
I
question.
guess.
Yeah, you sound like a politician. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought.
Sorry, Art, I
you're-
didn't pick
how
you.
about-
I have no training. I have no training.
Okay. Well, you have a question here, Doriam? I
Hey,
know
what about
probably
your knots?
been
You got any
doing a
knots,
little
bro?
bit of-
Yeah.
Hey, we know we're on it.
Give
you
us
know?
a knot. Give us a knot in your rope.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Okay, explain what causes a knot.
A hardship,
hardship?
that made you like become stronger because
A bump
of
in
it.
the road.
Yeah. Something that you didn't you at the moment it happened, you were like, "Damn, this really sucks." But then, because that moment literally it shifted you to do something else,
Propelled you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. When Gio passed away, he passed away about, I think, last year. Yeah, last year already. The time goes by fast. So he
Crazy.
passed away last year, and from there, when he died, it was like, oh damn. But it took about 4 days, and I think it was either something that I had been doing in that moment where I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing something different, or it was like the remnants of the ayahuasca still hitting me, that it was like, just turn, boom, and I used it, and I started switching up my whole discipline, my whole way of doing things, and I just stayed consistent and going to work, and I didn't talk about it. I didn't do anything else other than just go to work every day, go home, go to work every day. And around that time, my thoughts were very like blank. I didn't really think of anything. I would just see things, right? Like I could see what I'm seeing now, and I really wouldn't register what I'm seeing. I didn't know what to think, so it would just be blank for a while. Actually, I think it's about almost a year and some now. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing things that I need to be doing for myself, in the sense of like bettering for animals. And when stuff like that happens, you think about things you could have done better during its life. So then that also changed. Like, why don't I just start doing that now, so I don't have to think about or
It was your
regret it.
grieving process too.
Right. But it was fast. That's the thing. It was like a 4-day thing, and the images never left, and they still never leave. I still have certain flashbacks and things of when it happened, but it's the like, it happened. Let's get it done. I'm good. Like let's keep going. Because there's dogs everywhere, and I gotta take care of all the dogs. So
Yeah, that's like the good part about the pack, kind of, to a degree, where it doesn't allow you to be stagnant, especially when you.
Well, my
go
dad
through
was
the
a
grief.
big influence. My dad was the one. It's like he didn't really talk about it, but because we had done ayahuasca together, we had shared the ways of telepathy, so we can speak without speaking. And he would just be like calling me, or he'd whistle over to me, and he'd be like, "Come help me with this," without saying anything else. And so I'm like, okay, well, he wants me to do what he wants me to do because he knows how to get out of this shit.
So do you think he was redirecting you?
He was
in a
doing
sense because you were falling into this.
he was
more...
doing exactly what he did with Daddy. So that's how he did it. He's going to show me how to do it, so that in the case that it happens, because it will, as you have dogs, this is how you're supposed to do it to help accelerate the process. You can still go through it, but you got to go through it like kind of fast.
The process of grieving?
The process of grieving and the process of keep going. Because then if you get stuck, just like a dog, if you let the dog stay in a stagnant state for too long, it gets stuck and it doesn't know how to get out. And then you're going to have to pay people to try to help you get it out, but only you can do it. So that's just a whole little side adventure that you don't even want to go through. And it's unnecessary. So for him, it was like, hey, Daddy died. This is what happened, and I'm getting a divorce, and my wife blindsided me. So boom, boom, boom. All right, and I still kept working. Bah, 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 bah. So that already was obvious proof that that's what I got to do in order for me to hurry up and get this feeling out of my body, because that, it's a painful feeling of loss. So you just.
Do you think there's any negative effects of not allowing yourself to have that grieving moment, just going into the work instead of like.
Well, the thing is,
I'm not saying wallow in it by any means,
well,
but
he allowed me, my dad allowed me to still think about it, to still feel the feelings, but I still had to do something so I don't just sit still. Because when a lot of people, when they sit still with a lot of darkness, they turn to a lot of bad habits.
yeah.
And those bad habits can trigger even worse consequences than other than just keep doing something more positive, still going through those type of feelings and emotions, but still doing something productive. And I was still working with animals, so it was still helping me, like, okay, I need the animals to help me get out of this weird funk. You know, I was using the
just helped you
So
keep
you're
instinctual
going
using
round.
the animal energy basically
Yeah.
to keep you.
It just helped you keep going forward. You wouldn't have been able to go forward. You would have just, like you said,
Yeah,
gone stagnant.
if I'm at home all day, you know, well, there's nothing to do at home but to sit and wallow and like just chill in that negativity. But when you're outside and you have the sun and you have the moon
more
and you do
positive.
pack walks and your dad invites you to campfires and he does this little ceremony just for you. He does all this stuff for you. He has, you know, he has my stepmom making food for me every day to just kind of get me out of it, because I was in this funk where I was like, I don't really feel like eating. I'm thinking about it too much. So it definitely prevents you from doing a lot of things that you don't really know that how it would affect you until it happens. So they were trying to get me out, and they did a really good job. I mean,
One of the great ways to help people that are depressed basically is to get them to exercise.
Right.
Because when you start exercising, basically your body starts producing all these chemicals that are really good for you to not be depressed. Like, you know what I mean? It starts boosting your serotonin, your dopamine naturally. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why they want you to get it, and it's good for that. But I'm talking about the emotional sense, like.
I think he still grieves though. I think he still
Yeah,
cries.
no, my dad still let me grieve. He just
Yeah,
let
no.
me grieve and take my time, but I still had to be doing things. So
Yeah.
when I'm sitting in one place and I'm grieving, I'm not drinking, or
Right.
I'm not in a car.
Or just
You
be
know
simply
what I'm
by
saying?
simply by yourself when you don't need to be.
Right, and then it's a lot. It's, again, you have the pack to help you come up.
Absolutely.
You don't
Right.
need to handle
Power of the
things.
pack.
You don't need to handle things by yourself if you don't need to.
Right.
Yeah,
If
so-
something like that happens, use the pack. They'll help
Yeah,
you.
so next time one of my dogs passes, you guys are going to have to take an airplane and come out.
That's exactly what we would
That's
do.
right.
And
Or
then we would
I'll just come out here. I'll go to DPC and
Is
I'll
that-
have
is
your
that-
dad take care of me.
Is that what you want? Is that what
that'd
you
be
want?
sick. And we'll all
you
keep
would
it
like
at the
that? I mean,
temple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll all come out, bro.
Yeah, let me
Yeah, I would
know.
like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
I would
I
like
think we
that.
should.
job,
Yeah, every
every
time one of our
fishing.
dogs
Yeah.
passes, we should all like make it a
Agreement.
thing.
Agreement.
Yeah, that
Okay,
we all
all right.
come together and we just celebrate each other. Like, yeah, brother.
Feel like we're at
Yeah.
church. The pastor,
Yeah,
mano.
peace be with you.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's an interesting process to go through, and then to be still going through it. Still, it's not that I'm not. You know, of course I miss him every day, but it's not in the way that I was, because it was making me
It was
like
debilitating.
that one.
Right.
That one.
Right.
Just I was like, dude, I don't even want to eat. For the first 3 days, I didn't eat.
Yeah.
I was drinking water because I could feel my like self getting sucked
Oh, yeah.
alive. Just
Yeah.
like
Dehydrated.
crying a lot, just being like really down. And then there's this just big heaviness of like energy that is just really, really debilitating.
blanket.
Yeah, it's just like
Sorrow.
And yeah, you know, and just like, damn, like you don't know what to do. How can you change the outcome? You're redoing everything in your head, and it's just like this whole catastrophic meltdown within yourself. And that's why it's important not to be by yourself for too long, because all that catastrophic just
Toxic
destruction
energy.
can really send you down a rabbit hole that you don't want, that you should never go through.
Agreed.
And my dad, you know,
That's why
my
when
dad
it
was hit with
happened, I
a
reached
couple
out
of
to
whammies,
you.
bro, back to back to back. Man, he hit a Kobe 3P with the back to backs of all traumas, man. This guy was going through it, and still, after he came out of it, what did he do? Went straight to work.
It's funny that you said the Kobe thing, because what you were saying is like he's a master of the basics, basically, right?
Basics.
And he does the simple things constantly, all
Studies
the time,
all the time.
perfectly, well, as well as one can. And that's what Kobe was he like mastered the footwork, mastered the dribbling, mastered just the basics, like, and that's what he taught his daughter before he passed. Was he was making sure that she knew like the most boring, redundant stuff, but that was the stuff that built into like when you do it repetitively and
Same thing with
constantly
dogs.
and
Yeah.
always get better,
Exactly.
1%, you're not thinking anymore. It just becomes a motor, mechanical
Instinct.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's funny.
And
My mom used
No.
to think my dad was very numb emotionally because of that's how his way of doing things was and is.
Well, your
And so
dad's
when
from-
things would happen or certain people process certain things some ways, most people would process a lot of the traumatic things that happened to them traumatically. My dad, he's like, fuck it, let's just keep going. Like, hey.
That's
But it's
how-
because
that's
where
how
he
my dad
comes
is.
from, right?
Yeah.
And
Because
so it's
that
like
mentality.
yeah, but so that mentality I was raised with. So he still went through it, and he's still
Right.
going through it. But he has to keep going, or else he knows he can self-destruct.
He heals more. He focuses on healing himself more than most people I know. I see a lot of similarities actually in Cesar than I do in my dad. I just think Cesar's chosen to grow more spiritually and deal with his problems, and I think my dad's just in that process right now in his life. But yeah, that's
We're all in the process.
oh, we're all,
man.
but some don't know how to get out of it. Like, at least I'm not trying to say at least we're.
No, where?
Yeah.
We are a group of friends or people that are trying to better themselves. I believe more than most people are. I don't think most people are trying to better themselves.
I think most people get stuck in there every day.
Stagnant.
Yeah,
Stagnant
routine.
life.
I love that word.
But not a routine where they're trying to like just slowly get better. They're just stuck in there in the muck, in the mire. You know what I mean?
Who
Just-
did, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't know about these guys, Andre, but I've been a fan of you for a while.
I haven't.
You guys know he had a TV series, like a mini.
I do.
What was the name of that?
Which Dog Nation?
Nope. Do you guys know there?
Or you're talking about when it was just
2017.
him? It was. Oh, shit, what was it?
Doriam's like Nardwuar.
I know what it is,
That guy's
man. I know what it is.
I want to see. I mean, he's your boy, right?
Yeah, Calvin had mud
And you
stuff.
had what was it? It was. I know you're on Dog Nation too, but what was
Yeah.
the other? You did have your own. I forgot.
I had two of them.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Oh shit! I only remember.
See, you're
They're
not
not
true.
your boy, but whatever. I do 2017. What's up, dog?
See,
Right?
yes.
Oh yeah.
What's up,
Wow, Bobby, I should neck you.
Actually, so my question is, what happened to what's up, dog? It was there a Rosie's Dog Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I recently went on there to look. I couldn't find anything, but I just saw like a little clip of
Of that clip?
announcing it or whatever. But I do remember seeing
Yes, there was clips
Rosie's
on
Dog
YouTube.
Beach on YouTube.
Yeah.
But what was the name of the channel? Or
No, it was on YouTube.
Is it still up?
It was on Cesar Millan YouTube. It's just due to like
Copyright stuff,
distributions and stuff like that, and then the
Oh.
whole thing with my dad and the past management team, so that it had to get taken down. But we still have it. It was What's Up Dog, and then the next show was Pet Talk.
Oh, Pet Talk. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Now he remembers everything.
I remember
what a good friend.
You had a
This fool
chick
is not a
co-host
real
on
guy.
Pet Talk,
Huh?
right? You had other co-hosts on Pet Talk.
That's correct.
You were like a correspondent. Basically,
That's right.
The animal
Yeah,
correspondent.
I was your
I
local reporter.
Yeah. I remember.
Travel
I
state
did
to
watch
state,
that
locally.
one. I did watch that one.
Yeah.
So
I was-
basically,
I did not watch
it-
What's Up Dog though.
What's Up Dog was on your dad's channel, basically.
Yes, it
but
was.
it's not there no more.
Not at the moment, but it will be soon.
Yeah,
it will
put
be.
it. And I
Yeah.
always wonder what happened.
I wanted to do that. Actually, that's what I really like doing. I like doing videos in this kind of format where it's more of like, hey guys, I'm here. My name is Cesar Millan. We're here with Doriam.
I liked it though. The first
and
time
we're
I
here
saw
in
it, I
Long
was like-
Beach. You're having tacos for the day, and Doriam's gonna show us how you can create the best tacos and hang out with you and your dogs here in Long Beach. So if you guys are interested, come out here, come kick it with your dogs, have more fun, hang out, go outside. Bam.
Boom, done.
Done. Next, and then we do little clips, blah, blah, blah. So I've been wanting to do that for a very long time, but because of like rights and whatnot. But yeah,
Yeah, dope. Yeah, I remember seeing it. And then I tried to like, I'm gonna do some like, go back and see some stuff, but I couldn't find them. Like, what happened to it? What's going on? And I figured it was something gonna be like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't find nothing besides that little clip. But
and then Dog Nation and Dog Nation should be on Disney Plus now. Pet Talk, I think that should be on Nat Geo's like websites and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was cool.
I have
that
to
was
look
fun.
into Pet Talk. I don't think.
Yeah, we'd go city to city and just like talk about like different events that were happening around the country in the United
that's cool.
States.
Maybe we'll react to some of those videos.
Dog Nation was similar to that
Pet
too,
Talk,
though.
Pet Talk, because during Pet Talk they would fly me to Georgia, fly me to Florida, fly me all these places to do to put highlights on really cool things that are out there in the United States that you yourself can go and visit, but you don't know about it because nobody's gonna like promote that towards your area. Let's say you're in the middle of the country. How are you gonna hear about the little animal farm in Cleveland, Georgia? You're not. So it was my job to like put that on the platform and make it like spotlight it so that people can come and be interested. So it's like supporting your local business, but in a way of making it fun. Like, have you ever seen a mini gator? Have you ever seen a mini alpaca? Stuff like that, right? So it brings people over. It's like, it's like your form of advertising.
Yeah, get back into it.
I
Definitely.
like that stuff.
I remember at first when I started seeing it, I was wondering why Andre ain't doing anything. He should be getting his feet wet in this. And then, what's up? I was like, hell yeah! I seen like 1, 2 episodes. What did you guys do?
We did actually 5.
5 episodes.
Yeah, but it was only 2 or 3 up. Yeah, but the rest never got put
Get
up.
mad at me because I didn't know.
Bro, that's how you know you're not
episodes.
loyal, bro. You're not a day one. You're not a day one,
bro. Day one.
Doriam has 8 steps over you, dog.
Day one.
Dorian's just a cyber stalker.
Yeah.
Bro. That's it, dog. You can give
That's
him all the props
crazy.
because he's snipes.
That's
He's dogs.
crazy.
Me, I know shit that's like just being you. There ain't no internet knowledge. You know what I mean? That's my way of getting to know people. I don't do it over the internet. I do it through the real life.
You guys know each other's
connection.
sushi order.
Oh my god, yeah,
Sounds
dude.
like you're old school
Yeah.
style. I don't use the internet to know about people. I don't want to know them.
Bobby hit me up on the
I'm an
timeline.
old. You and your internet kids. Yeah, that's me, bro.
Write me a letter.
Yeah.
Fucking Bobby.
Yeah, that's Bobby.
I don't know. I like
Hey,
it
Bobby
on the
still sends
telegraph, bro.
pigeons.
Okay.
Hey, Bobby still sends
Smoke
pigeons,
signals,
yeah.
bro. You know the Native American stuff. bro.
Yeah.
Always smokes it.
No, that's dope, man. We get back into it, put them back up, let us see, we'll react to them, make fun of you. I mean, we'll react.
You know.
Do reaction videos and shit.
Yeah, like we'll do a reaction video to Andre's 2017. Well, when was the Pet Talk?
Pet Talk was 2018.
2018.
And then 2018, when I was done with that, I went on tour for the first time with my dad to Europe. And that was really cool. And I actually really enjoyed that. That's actually when I really saw Luis's real strength. And he's made sold out crowds, 20,000 fucking people in arenas in different parts of Europe and in different parts of the UK. And I'm just like, dude, how long have you been doing this? And since my parents divorced, that's how long Luis has been selling out my dad's shows.
Hey, and can you see those shows, like the live shows?
Oh yeah, there's video footage of the
Like online or just?
I think it's through this one like subscription thing that my dad has, but yeah, it has all the old videos of the live shows.
And someone there is translating, right?
Well, most of them are done in English. Oh, well, you're talking about when we go to Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a translator. Yeah.
Do you guys get? You would pick your translator? Or
Yeah, we actually the translators are actually very famous from where they are from.
Like famous translators.
Famous translators from where they're from, and they speak multiple languages and multiple dialects. And most people, if you didn't know, that are from Europe, the energy has to match. So my dad handpicks
That's what I was thinking.
If you didn't know, most people from Europe can speak more than 1 or 2 languages naturally.
Yeah. Well,
So-
because all the countries are right next
No
to
wonder
each
they
other.
think they're
so-
better than us. But whatever.
I mean, yeah,
They do have
and
less
a lot
work
of-
hours a week, so I'll give them that. They
but
definitely
learning that many languages, you don't know.
on-
You don't even
on
know
that-
Italian, bro. Get the hell out of here.
I know enough words to tell you.
Oh, I
off.
know Spanish, English, and Spanish.
This fool only knows fettuccine.
Oh no, I know a little more.
Let's do that. Yeah. But yeah, so the live shows, and then 2019, I did the show, live show again in Europe, which was amazing. And then COVID happened, and then we started doing the new TV show. That was fun, and then we started getting on that, and that's what I'm on now with my dad.
Let's talk about the live show in Las Vegas where Landon, you, and I all hung out. And
That was the best time I've ever.
that was not a great
That was the best time.
weekend.
That was a great time.
That was so much fun.
So
dude.
we, Ben, you
I
were
was
there.
supposed to come.
Did
yeah.
you know about it? I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I was supposed to come.
No, I didn't even know about
It
it.
was
You weren't
a lot.
invited.
Oh, I didn't even know about it.
You weren't invited.
Wow, Ben, why didn't you come? Oh, you were
Yeah, why
tied
didn't
down
you
real
look at me?
hard, huh?
Oh, because of work, right?
I think so.
Hey, he was hitched to the dock at that time.
Yeah. I forgot
I
why
was
I
too busy
couldn't come.
fishing in Green Bay.
I just thought you guys were gonna be that fun. I was like,
So let me tell you what happened. So we pull up and the live show happens and we get it done and we're like, we're completed. All right, let's go out, Bobby says. And we're at the MGM. Landon visits and accompanies us all the way from Hawaii. As we start playing, we start going around. This fool was like, I want to play blackjack. I like blackjack. Landon's like, I'm down for whatever, as always. I'm like, I like craps. So let me keep it light to craps, whatever. We join in, start playing, start getting good hands. People start jumping in the game, start making those people money. Then we started having hard, long rolls. And we were getting all the hard numbers. Just hitting all the hard numbers, which is numbers that are like 30-1 on wins. It's 160-1 on wins. So when we were hitting them, and Bobby was hitting them. So then people were just hanging like
Boxcars.
Yeah, boxcars
snake eyes.
and snakes and yos and whatever. So there's this guy with a southern accent. What do you say, Bobby?
He called you Bobby Jr., but
Yeah.
it was the general,
Yeah, he
wasn't
called
he? Or-
he was the
What
general.
was he, Landon? Was it the general?
He was the general?
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
And then
Yeah.
and then he said me and Bobby look alike. He thought I was his son. So
That's
then
funny.
that's why I got Bobby Jr., right?
Yeah.
So we were going and and when I would make the hits,
was
they would go,
rolling.
"Let's go Bobby J!"
Bobby
right?
Jr.
Bobby Jr. And like their accent, but we ended up winning a bunch, and then
That's
we
fun.
made those people a bunch of money. And when we were
Oh,
like
we made
done,
them so much more money than
yeah,
we made ourselves. It was stupid.
yeah, they were
We
winning
started getting-
thousands, bro.
Yeah, we were on a good
Thousands.
one though. We made some dough.
And yeah, I left with like 800. I remember leaving 800. I was
So
chilling.
was Lando dropping big money, and he was quiet in the
Landon was just too busy laughing.
Nah.
Yeah, that fool was just laughing. Like he had just flown in. He was having a great time, and he doesn't really drink at all, so he was just having pure raw laughter.
He's waiting for the right
He's
moment.
that one
to
friend
make
of
that
ours.
big
Yeah,
10,000
yeah.
buck bet.
Yeah. Landon was getting a massage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He paid for a stand-up
He's there for
massage.
4 hours.
Yeah. He paid for a stand-up massage. Bro.
No, he did not. Let's be clear, Landon.
No, Landon
Great
didn't
time.
do that.
It was only
Hanging
2
out,
hours.
just gambling, and
Yeah. No, that was Bobby.
you can blame me. That was me.
No, but yeah, it was a good time. And then I haven't had that luck again since.
We went again,
that's-
but it,
I know,
sounds
but
about
last
right.
time,
Sounds about right.
yeah, last time we got to start
When
playing
we
tables.
all went, that was a blast.
I broke even
dude.
for sure.
I know,
That was a
yeah,
blast.
for sure.
Yeah, right.
Bro, this fool kept hitting fucking box cars. Remember, he's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I
it's gonna be
know.
hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be
Hard
hard
six,
six.
hard
Yeah,
eight.
he just throws. He just told you, bud. This fool.
But
said
that was
this-
I
my.
definitely didn't
Remember,
break
I
even.
was the one who told him that you gotta bet on all the hard numbers,
Uh-huh,
right?
and I was
Remember?
You'd be up
Fields.
$1,500 and then down to zero again at the
yeah.
ATM.
Hey,
Bro,
this
I was
fool was,
killing-
this
I
was
was
hitting
up
hard.
so
Just like the
hard,
hard
that
way,
was-
the hard way.
And then it all went back,
Bro.
but
No,
that was the fun.
I want to go back. We got to start playing tables, boys. We got to start playing tables. So we got to go to
We'll have a
like
good time.
Fremont Street and play them.
You love old school.
Yeah,
old
yeah,
school
that was
Vegas.
dope. That was dope. It's just because it's like $1 buy-in, bro. You just go in, you just bet heavy.
We're not here for a short race. We're here for the long one,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
marathon.
Yeah, we're marathon, baby, but let's have fun during it.
And
It was a great time.
I'm betting $50 on field right now.
that's hilarious.
I got 100 on boxies.
So what else? Give us a great story that no one's ever heard about you or your dad or your family.
Well, it all depends what kind of category you're looking for.
Just I don't know, something that's
That we don't know.
Yeah, that. the
Or
world's
talk
never
about
heard.
yourself.
Oh yeah.
Something we don't know that maybe we should know, or something that you just haven't done in a long time, but after you met us. I mean, you used to have blonde hair before, right? You guys know
Blonde
that?
hair? Oh, yeah, I used to have blonde hair.
Blonde?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember blonde
You
hair.
see, you
though.
don't know me,
I
dog.
didn't know you when you had
Bro.
blonde hair, bro.
Bro, bro, I'm changing people, bro, in my circle.
Bro, I've been saying the same thing,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
changing
I don't
people
know.
in my-
I've been saying the same thing.
I'm
Good.
changing people in my circle, bro. That's crazy.
When were you blonde?
In high school, bro.
I didn't know you in
I
high school.
had a little badger stripe straight down the middle.
That
bro.
sounds about right.
Mexican shit.
Well, how were you in high school? Were you like alternative, punk, rock?
No, I was very sporty and athletic, and also my dad was Cesar Millan, so I was with dogs all the time, and I smelled like a dog all the time. And then my dad would walk me to school and be fucking packing dogs.
What do you
Pack us.
Yeah, bro, it's just crazy. Off leash, with leash.
So you walked to your school, 10, 15 dogs, dropping. You're like,
Because where I was at the time, it was about a 2-mile walk, and my dad was like, "That's perfect. It's perfect, and it's uphill on the way back. Perfect for the dogs. And then it gives me time to get ready, go to work, and so they can obviously be here in Santa Clarita as well.
Oh,
Inglewood, of course, that's an automatic. But here it was like that. Then people started getting scared. Right? It's like, bro, this fucking little dude just walking around with a bunch of dogs off leash, and they're all just marching and shit. So yeah, it was nice, and just
That's cool.
I would say the craziest time, a story of mine, but the craziest time is that when I would live in Inglewood, my dad would walk from where we lived in Inglewood all the way to South Central, and that's just a mission. Plus, it's dangerous, especially at the time that we were at. It was the 90s going into the 2000s and the early 2000s or whatnot. So it was still dangerous, still racially divided, and still segregated, and still gang affiliated heavily. And we would walk with these Rottweilers, these Pitties, these German Shepherds, and all these dogs off leash, and they were, again, marching, just. But I'll never forget one time these guys all pulled up in a tan car. It's like one of those old. It's like the car from Boys in the Hood.
like a Regal?
No, but like the one that they shoot Ricky.
Put that up, please.
like
Put that
a
clip up, please.
Mercedes Benz or something?
Like a
Monte Carlo, no?
Yeah, I think a Monte Carlo. Yeah, something like that.
that.
Anyways, but it was tan, right? So they pulled up on him and they asked him something, and I just remember them asking him, I don't know what it was, but he just looked at him and he just kept walking, and those guys were just staring at him, and I could feel the negativity coming from these 4 gentlemen in the car, right? And of course they were dressed in a certain color, and you can just feel the intensity, and he keeps walking, and this one dog looks up at the guys and just growls, and then all the dogs, I just seen him just stop, turn,
Back up.
and just start growling, and it was just this unison hum, like,
Oh man, I
and
would
it was
love
the
to see
most intense, bro. That shit brought me to tears. I'm like, what the hell? And it was just this energy that got shifted within the group, and I would see these things throughout my life of like energetic symbolism of how things really exist, but you can't see it. It's not comprehensible for the humans.
Oh yeah, I could only imagine it, bro. Cause
And then
I'm
they
pretty sure
drove
your
off.
dad, that when you're talking about that look and that thing, he
Roddies,
left.
bro, stocky
No, but
Roddies.
no, I'm thinking
but
about
like, I know, but
the energy your dad put
Yeah.
out when he just gave him that look, that the dogs felt like,
Yeah.
oh, he was probably thinking like, oh, boys, I want you to
Yeah,
get
like,
crazy.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish you
Like,
would.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
That
wish you
energy, and
would.
they were like, what, bro? What's up?
But my dad keeps walking, and so the guys, all the dogs look at the gentleman, and then they drive off, and my dad just keeps walking, like, let's go. And it's like, how did he create that respect, that boundary, that whole invisible, like, just don't
Agreement
fuck with- If he
between
could have been
all the
shot,
dogs, basically.
and look, first of all, if you just take him out, all the dogs diminish.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, but
So then you just eliminate the head, boom, the snake dies, right? So that could have been one way that could have ended out, but to feel the gravitational hatred of one certain, like, 4 gentlemen, right? Just run it. Like, oh, I was like,
New
whoa.
priority.
Yeah, it's, and then everybody, all the dogs, like, I've seen it growing up, all the dogs genuinely respect my father. Like, if this was a dynasty and this was the old dynasty of Asia, they would see him as an emperor and they would fight until death to claim him as emperor until he dies. Because the way he has these bonds with the dogs is insane. I've seen him take aggressive dogs and then flip their mentality and then favor him and then now use them as like minions. Like, hey, go guard the sheep. And you're like, yes, sir. You know, hey, go protect the animals and while they're roaming. And you're like, yes, sir. And you're like, whoa, how? And I found what they need and I send them to go do it. It's like, damn.
how old were you when that happened?
When that happened specifically, I was 8, and that the gentleman situation with all the dogs. But then when we continued walking, I'll never forget the South Central area that we were located in was by MS-13 territory, and that, for people who don't know, MS-13 is a very notorious gang, and they're very dangerous, and it's just not one to be reckoned with. And there was people doing drugs around there. It's a very popular area for drug intake. And my dad would walk, again, he'd have to, no matter what, that's the thing, like, even if the territory was dangerous, he'd still walk it. And he would just still, like, put himself through these crazy areas because we had nothing else, you know?
Yeah, and he has a big gang.
And he has a big gang, right.
He's got his own gang.
Right, and what's crazy is that people, and I grew up learning as well, that people normally feed with their eyes and eat with their eyes, so that will tell them how to feel instead of feeling it first. Mm-hmm. So when you see a group of dogs, a lot of people would just go to the other side of the street or be like, holy fuck, you know, like, I'm good, and it would go away. So I realized, it's like, oh, you just have a big group, and those guys are massively stocked. A lot of people would not bother you, and that's how it was. We'd lap the whole area, go miles on scum.
What's the most dogs you think you've ever walked?
85.
85, and you told me one time that your dad would be at the front or at the back, and then you'd be at the front or the back or something?
He was always in the front because he's leader.
Okay.
In order for somebody to replace him in the front, it either has to match him, which is impossible, or two, be better than him, which is impossible. So then he plays the main position, and he finds somebody that knows how to play the back position very well. And normally, which is why I love the way and who I am, that I'm born, that middle of the pack people, which is basically everybody in here, their job is to drop back or jump forward if need be, but please play both sides equally and efficiently. You're a bridge to both realms of the world. So it's front of the pack. I can play it, not for too long, because I really don't wanna, but I'll play it if need be. Or, hey, gotta be more sensitive. I don't really wanna, but I'll play it. Right. So I play back, and I can guide a lot of the dogs from the back, which was my job. And then if a dog lacked, you help them, you motivate them to go forward. And then that's how we would walk, 85 dogs. And there was a little kid in the back, and then he would check on me. He'd turn around and check that I'm there the whole time. Boom, boom.
Now I know how to walk 85 dogs. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
That easy.
I mean, just get on the blades. And also, the blades also help that mental challenge, right? Keeps you going. Because,
forward.
Yeah, forward. Because we had a bunch of dogs that want to be a part of a pack. So if one, and especially we had front of the pack dogs, he had multiple front of the pack dogs. So then when they would leave, one of them would drop back, correct the other one so they could keep going, right? And then they'd run up back to the front. So I would see that, and all I had to do was, the slower dogs would just kind of like guide them, hey, gonna hurry up a little bit faster.
We're going this way.
Yeah, we're going that way. Don't get too wandered off. So yeah. I mean, that was one of my favorite memories with my father, is rollerblading through South Central. As a child growing up, guiding dogs from behind, but watching a shepherd lead them into the sunset. It's nice.
It's definitely a shepherd.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Two last questions for me, Andre. No touch, no talk, no eye contact. What year did your dad make that? And second question, did he make that because of you?
He's always said it, especially in Spanish. So
How do you say in Spanish?
What is it?
No hablar.
No hablar, no haber,
toca.
no
No
toca, y sin haber, ¿no?
I don't know eye contact.
No miras. Sin
No
haber, no
mirar.
miras, no mirar. Yeah. Yeah.
So he's just something he's always said since you since you
Yeah,
remember?
because when I go to Mexico, they say the same things, and my aunts are older than my father. So
To all animals.
well, to the kids too, you know. So we were raised with that same kind of philosophy our whole lives. All of the things my dad has said, you guys are hearing them possibly for the first time, or you guys have heard them for years, but that goes beyond my father and before his people and before them. Mm-hmm. They've always said these things, you know, especially our culture, you know, you have to use that basic, simple understanding to survive in a jungle, especially as an ancient civilization. There's jaguars and different types of animals out there. Don't touch, don't look at them. Obviously, you know, no eye contact. Don't go over there and try to touch them. You know, so it just goes down to the basic instincts of things. And it's just you don't go to the savannah to go and touch a elephant. Don't look at him like that. If imagine if you look dead in the eyes of a monkey, and then show your teeth and try to talk to him, you're just trying to fight with them. So a lot of these things, they're universal. It's not just for dogs. It's for people. It's for all these animals. You go and touch a tiger. Go ahead. I dare you. Yeah.
That's
Right?
for trust and respect.
Yeah. You go and talk to an animal, right? That doesn't.
I mean, people try to do it. You see online, you see all these people
Right.
trying to go
People
take a
do it.
picture with a moose.
So he's saying it now more than ever because people are going away from like, hey, listen,
And now
this is
they're
the most
filming it.
simplest way to tell you here's how to survive. Here's also another way not to get bit by anything, and this is a way to be around people. You're like, all right, cool, I can dig it, you know. So yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, well, we're working on getting a GoFundMe started for you so you can go to TCW and maybe learn some stuff.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I'll never forget that. Bobby said he wants me to take a TCW.
Yeah, well, we need to get you a little more educated so we can actually handle dogs properly.
Open arms to education always.
Well, I think that's a great episode.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for being a guest. We truly appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me on, boys.
I truly appreciate it, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, man.
Thank you. Me
too, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me,
awesome.
boys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Peace.